So you might be wondering where to now. So you've started tuning into your cervical mucus. You may have been able to identify your fertile window on your own. You may still be trying to do that. And you know what? That's completely okay. It takes, especially as a coach for me working with a client when I don't know their cycle, a minimum of 3 full cycles to start to identify and see patterns. So please go easy on yourself if that is you. Now, one thing, there are a few steps that we can do now to continue to support you to support ovulation, especially if you're not seeing those clear patterns. It could be a sign that the whole cycle needs a little bit of extra support, especially if you have come off hormonal birth control or if you have been challenged by irregular cycles. What we can do now is we can look at the whole cycle and we can see then how can we add in different levels of nourishment into each of the phases to really support ovulation. Because with our cycle, everything's connected. So cervical mucus doesn't just happen on its own. It shows up, and different things we do throughout our whole cycle can show up in our cervical mucus production. So let's do a little choose your own adventure and see how you would like to continue preparing your body for pregnancy, understanding your fertile signs, understanding ovulation and your cycle patterns. So first of all, for my solo gals, if you would prefer to do a self-paced course, then Fertility Foundations is for you. It is absolutely everything you need to know about preparing your body phase by pregnancy. We dive deeper into all of the fertility biomarkers. So yes, cervical mucus is in there as well, but we go deep on BBT. We look at how to connect the two together, how to optimize your fertility, how to explore each cycle phase in depth. So we look at the food, the movement, the moments, the rituals, and how these all come together to build that perfect space for conception. So there's over 16, and I keep adding to it, pre-recorded modules that you can jump on. You can watch them at your own pace when it suits you. Like once you buy, you've got lifetime access until for whenever the course runs. And it is just deep. It is so excellent. Everything is in one place. You don't need to go on Google and get conflicting information. You've got one portal, one amazing course to really help you on this journey. So what we look at is we dive into getting your cycle back on track, knowing what your body needs to feel regulated and to ovulate, especially after coming off hormonal birth control. We look at recognizing all of your fertile signs. So not just your cervical mucus, but all of the different subtle body cues that your body may be presenting. So especially if you're noticing if cervical mucus is quite difficult to pick up, which it can be at first, there may be other signs, other fertility biomarkers that are more supportive for you right now. We also look at how you can support your body, like I said, with the nutrition and the lifestyle shifts. We'll explore a little bit about our nervous system and how for our body to ovulate, it needs to feel safe. So we need to bring in that safety. We need to eliminate those external stresses and internal stresses for our body to feel safe to ovulate. And then that, of course, all links to our hormonal cycle. So when you start to understand your cycle and you're able to chart it, you're then able to have a look at, is there a cycle phase that's a little bit shorter than it needs to be, especially if pregnancy is your goal? And one thing that's really important is the post-ovulation phase for pregnancy. So that's something that you can understand a little bit more in depth, is the hormonal cycle around it. And finally, it's about building that self-trust with your fertility and with your body. So Fertility Foundations is a absolutely beautiful self-paced online program that really I've poured my heart and soul into, and it's just a beautiful offering. So if you would like to do that one solo, and of course you can always upgrade and get one-on-one sessions with me throughout, I'm here for that and I'm here for you. But if you already know a little bit of this and you just really want to focus on just your cycle charting, looking at your cycle charting, see what's going on, then my cycle one-on-one decode session is for you. So it's all about getting expert eyes on your chart. So we look at your charts together. It's a little bit of a process. So how it works is you fill in a form and send your charts through to me. That way I get to know a little bit about you. I can plan for our session and I can have a look at your charts, because that's really important as well. I know how valuable your time is and my time's valuable as well. So we want to get the most out of that 90 minutes together. So what happens is we look at the charts, we create a bit of a game plan. We look, and even if you've just got one chart, that's perfectly fine. 2 charts, 3 charts. Obviously, the more charts, the more data I've got. But what we can still do is with one full chart, we can still start to make a few connections about what your body may be signaling. And also I can bring in the lens of the menstrual cycle coach and fertility educator to bring you specific tools and strategies that you can do to support you right now based on the goals and what you've told me. So there is so much juiciness we can pull into that one-on-one session. So that offering is also there for you to do as well. And as always, you can continue these sessions, but for this, it can be a one-off, because sometimes one session, getting some eyes over it, can just bring that clarity of like, oh, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I'm right. Or I've just got a few questions. This is the perfect place to ask. So you've got fertility foundations or cycle decode, whether you want to choose your solo journey or your supported journey. Regardless, they are both absolutely foundational programs that will support you on your journey. And the one thing about working with a practitioner compared to doing it on your own is that you can get someone else's eyes. Someone from the outside can see sometimes what we can't see on the inside. So I just want to leave that with you. I want to honor you for taking the time to work through these modules, to tune into your body and to start to explore its fertile signs, because that is so big. That is something that we're not taught. We're taught how to avoid pregnancy, but we're not taught how to tune into these fertile signs. So honoring you, I see you, I hear you, and thank you for being in this beautiful space with me. And I hope I can continue to support you and work with you in the future towards your goals.